Good evening. Welcome to the Roxy Files. Hope everybody's doing good today. Shannon is hung up playing a board game, and I just got a message from Lisa, so I'm going to text her if she wants to join. Let me text her. Told her to join in now. Big E, baby, I can't talk to you on here and on Discord. That's too much. Too much. Hey, Diana. Hey, Big E. Hey, Miss K. Welcome, everybody. I thought tonight we would just sit around, have a conversation, have a Sunday social. My day started this morning with a 3.5 hour conversation with a family member who I love dearly that is awake. And so that took 3.5 hours of that conversation because this is um, a newly awake person who is just now understanding the concept that not everybody has that internal monologue. Um, I didn't understand this until some time ago, and now others are beginning to realize that not everybody has that conversation going on in their brain that we do. And when I say we, I know most people in the audience do. I know you do, Biggie. I'm just picking on you, buddy. Thank you. You always post it in there. You're awesome. Um, and us people who have that internal monologue normally have like 100 different tabs open in our brain and all these things going on and thinking about all these puzzles, and it's a lot. And I don't, well, when we've had the conversation, she's recently moved into a new position at work, which has put her in a new circle of people and new people that she's responsible for being their boss. And she told me, she said, I never realized how dumb people are. I'm like, what do you mean dumb? She said, I don't mean it in a negative way. She said, it's just that they don't think things through. And so our conversation was about that a lot of people don't work those problems out. They're just kind of rolling with the flow. NPCs. They're walking around in a blur. They're just looking at a cell phone. They're not um they're not thinking about things ahead of time. They're not concerned about the truth or the puzzle pieces of the world or all the lies that have been constructed around us in this Truman show we're living in. And they certainly don't have a connection to the Heavenly Father like they should because they're just walking around in a bubble, completely happy with their life. And I'm sure we all know some people like that. But and I tried to explain to my niece this morning in this conversation. I said, "Okay, when you read a book, when you're reading a book and you're really into it, you see the movie in your head. Like you're inventing the movie as this goes along. You're seeing it. You may not see the details of the character's face, but you still see the movie playing out in your head as you read the book. Whether it be something about history or a romance novel, you're still seeing it." She's like, "Yeah." I said, "They don't. They see a white page with black words. And a lot of these people have reading comprehension problems because they don't see things. They're just reading, remembering, reciting. And it's like a spelling bee. They give you 10 words, you memorize those words, you pass it at the end of the week, 100. They don't go back and test it 3 weeks from now. You can still, spell elephant correctly again. And I don't think those people understand what intentions truly are. Because I heard a very good sermon yesterday, and he was talking about two people stumping their toe, and that this two people can stump their toe and say two different words, but both of them have the same intention. Because one said shoot and the other said shit, and they meant the same thing. It's the intention behind it, the words you use. And this whole valuable lesson in that sermon I was looking at, it doesn't, regardless of which words you used, it doesn't make you less any connected to God, other than the one that said shoot is judging the one that said shit. And that's not for you to judge. Just because you sitting on the front pew of a church on Sunday judging people because they got tattoos or what they said or their lifestyle, that doesn't make you any better. It doesn't make you any closer to God. And I get reminded about the disciples. These weren't front pew sitters. These weren't the people that went to church every day. They were thieves and murderers and drunks and prostitutes, and they were everybody from every walk of life. One of the things about all the walks of life and everything that a lot of us that watch this show have been through, we have been through some serious crap in life. Like you got scars. Uh, no, you're not weird, Biggie. But these scars were lessons, and out of lessons you get blessings. Okay, for instance, if you got a lesson as a child of how to do anything from a parent or a grandparent, whether it be bake a cake or fix your bicycle, that was a lesson. But somewhere down the line, that lesson become a blessing because the next time you needed those skills or actions, they were there. They were in memory. You could do it. You had been taught that. That's a lesson. Everything is there to teach you something, whether it be a bad relationship that teaches you what you don't want again or how you're not going to be treated again. Hey, Miss K, a lot of people get into relationships and feel like they get stuck or they don't know what to do. And one thing about relationships, when you have any type of and we've talked about this DNA transfer thing, that when you have any type of intimate contact with another adult and you exchange body fluid, there is a DNA transfer. When you separate from that person, part of that draw you feel in the first, I'd say 30 to 60 days, even if that person was horrible to you or it ended horribly, there's still going to be that draw from your body because your body sees that other person's DNA as like a hit of a drug. It's in withdrawal. It's wanting that. It's trying to draw you to it. This happens not only in, relationships between men and women, this happens in other relationships as well. Your body gets adjusted to dopamine and serotonin that they receive from somebody else. If you're in a relationship where things aren't balanced, it doesn't matter how balanced it is. You can feel when a relationship starts breaking down, you can feel that the the vibration between you has changed, that you're pulling apart, that you're not on the same frequency anymore. But all of that you go through in that relationship is to teach you a lesson. And that lesson is what you don't want again. Like how to see the signs to not get back into that again. And there's a lesson in everything. Hello, Daniel. How are you, my love? I miss you. We don't get to do shows together much anymore over on Logic Before Authority. Lisa has joined the stream, guys. Everybody say hey to Lisa. Hello, Governor.
Hola, ¿cómo está, señorita? Muy bien?
How
¿Está bien?
how are you today?
Oh, girl, you have no idea. I'm hanging by a thread, but I'm here.
I
How are
know
you
you're
doing?
hanging by a thread because I've probably talked to you maybe once all week, and that's unusual. We've
I
not even
can't
had our
even.
multi-hour phone conversation. You've been working so much.
You know how, that Satan figure works overtime on those that are working
Ain't it?
against him. He been
Ain't it?
doing that to me all week, so I can't even.
Girl,
I yeah.
you've been going
So
at it hard all week.
yeah, and harder and harder. I just had mouth surgery um
I know you told
yesterday
me that the other
Friday.
day. You feeling
Right.
better?
And so I ended up sitting all last night. I'm supposed to be working on a report, and then um today I was working on the AI data center information and organizing another meeting for
Hey,
those that
I
are
got a new
protesting.
trick for your data centers, baby girl. We'll just tell all the meth heads how much copper's inside of it.
Yeah.
We'll just
You
put
know what?
announcements up in every town of how much copper is
I mean, you
inside of
think they
those
would have
centers.
thought of that, but that's a good idea.
I mean, they'll steal their mama's weed eater for $20. They'll go tear that AI center down. I mean, it's full of
You're
copper.
talking the talk. That now that's for sure. I well, I was doing that, and then I drove over like I always do, and they've got the whole infrastructure much more into place. I can hear batteries, the BESS battery energy storage system running from right here at my house. And at night, the lights are lighting up my property. So I drove over there a little bit ago, and sheriff last week was sitting there. This week, they've got two other different points being guarded, keeping in mind that this road was never paved before or anything like it. And all of a sudden, there's these people guarding the gates. But get this,
Mm.
first me, I stop and talk, and that guy says, "I'm only guarding this gate from this gate to this gate. But you see that gate over there? I can't go past that gate." And I'm like, "That's because they keep everything compartmentalized." So he didn't even know what it was, just like the sheriff didn't last week know what it was. They're all having them, focus on different infrastructures of the components that go together to make this data center.
Mhm.
And long story short, I fill him in and his jaw's just dropping. And he's like, "I always knew there was something wrong ever since COVID." I said, "Honey, honey, honey, there's been something wrong much longer since COVID." But
We
right
can
after
give you
that,
an
I get a
exact
call.
date, 1776. I mean, it's
Girlfriend,
all been
right?
downhill.
Well, I was thinking about this. I don't know what you put tonight's topic as,
Oh,
but I
it's
was
just
going to
social
talk to
hour. It
Okay.
says, we on the front porch. Roll up, roll you one up, and come on out and sit a spell.
I need to roll one up, and I don't even roll up. But after today, actually this week, oh girl. So I've had my mouth swelled up to here first and foremost, but that's fine. I can deal with it. And then the pharmacy that they called the medicine, the antibiotics, and all that good stuff into called it into
Mhm.
Bend, Oregon. I live in Texas, so
What
needless
in
to
the
say, I'm
world?
not alone. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But then of course, I get a call after I leave the site over there after I worked all day on my report from my surveillances. And I have a gentleman, an elderly gentleman I've been helping. He's horrible, horrible pain. He's immobile, and he's got like 7 cats dead in the house.
Oh,
Um,
goodness.
yeah, so I am literally just walking in the door from just, you know, going and collecting those um, bodies and cleaning up a little for him. And it's a bad deal. It's such a bad. I can't even explain. He's screaming in pain, and my heart is just. Ugh. It's like I can't take anymore. Lord, help! I just it's too much right
Girl,
now.
he don't never bring you to it unless he's gonna help you get through it.
Hey,
You know
that's
this.
why that's why I came right through my door, and I'm like, "Girls, are we gonna do this?" And I didn't hear anything, and I'm like, "Roxy," and you're like, "Get on here."
Well,
I'm like, "Thank gosh."
Shannon got involved in a board game with her family and she was gonna
Yeah,
quit and get on. I'm like, no, girl, by no means do you stop like her mom and them are there. I'm like, no, no,
yeah.
no.
Oh yeah,
Y'all get done
family
bellying. If you
first,
don't,
of
it'll be all right.
course. I don't have anyone, so but not only that, this is just something I needed to take my mind off of the week, but in a sense, gonna be putting it back on it like we always do because we all just like you have, and I know we all juggle so much throughout the week, the days. Every day's hard, long hours, whether you're alone or not alone, or working or not. It doesn't matter. Every day is long but short and hard as all get out. Um, because if you're awake, I don't care who you are, that means you're already going through it for God to bring you to it and then get you through it, right?
Yep.
But I needed to do this. I wanted to do this because I needed to focus my mind on, well, we're here to be lighthouses, right? We're here to spread awareness and truth and
Absolutely.
love. And there was no way I was going to not do this. I've been wanting to all week. And I was wanting to follow everyone's messages. And I'm like, I couldn't take my eyes off my subject. And he was a busy little boy, let me tell you. Little busy cheating boy he was. But,
There's a whole lot of them busy cheating boys. And you know what I think needs to be
and girls too.
normalized? Well, they all, but I think
Yeah.
it needs to be more normalized. If you're in a crowd of people and somebody in your circle of friends is a cheater or doesn't treat their spouse well,
Say
don't hang
something.
around them. Say
Oh,
something.
say
Just
something.
don't be
Yeah.
friends with that person because
You
they
would
are
be
they are
shocked how many people don't.
intentionally hurting someone else. Trust me, I've had that hurt from a cheater. Like,
Yep,
at
and
least
I'm
be
telling
man
you, I've
enough
seen
to
men and
admit it.
women alike. It hurts, but I watch their friends play both sides because that's what I do with a video game. I'm sitting there watching their every move.
Well,
It's
and
not
ain't it
just
funny? These
infidelity that
people
I
will
do.
have a
But
butterfly at home and they out chasing cockroaches. I mean, like,
thank
come on.
you. I mean, or
You
just
got
be
a
like me and
butterfly
be
home.
alone because you know that you don't want that, and you too, right? We know, like, sometimes you just got to be with yourself to understand and learn that you don't have to have that. In fact, you don't have to have anyone, and God will bring the right person if He so chooses. If not, the best thing we can all be doing is learning to rediscover ourselves, especially our awakened selves, because we're different people than we were once upon a time. Maybe not a ton different, some of us a lot different, but we're still different. And when your eyes are open, you can't just be with just somebody. You know what I mean? Especially
No.
those that aren't aware. It just ain't gonna work, cupcakes.
No, if the person that is meant for me ain't chasing God as hard as I am chasing him, you are not for me, boo boo. Stay over there in your lane,
Right.
cause
That is
you ain't for
right.
me. If you don't pray
Exactly.
as many times a day as I pray for myself and for everybody else, just stay on over there. I ain't got enough energy for that.
You
I got
got
other things to do. There's a man with a plan, and he's told me what my plan is to keep running my big old mouth, and that's what
That's
I'm
right.
gonna do. And by the way, he also wants to know, have you checked the frequency of that hum that you're hearing?
I can feel that frequency of that home, but he's got a wife in ICU, and then she's got her sister who's in bad health there, living there as well. So he's been taking care of all the cats, all the he rescues, and he has a
No, no,
big.
no. The frequency you're hearing off of that data center.
Oh no, 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 no! I haven't. I can feel that too,
Measure
though.
that yeah, let's measure that hum of that frequency and see what frequency that's putting out. That would be
How do
interesting.
we do that? What do you mean, like measure it? I don't have the device that measures frequency. I usually my body tells me, but I would love
There's
to know.
got to be something we can download for your cell phone. Got to
Oh,
be.
well, there
Everything's
is, but
just an
they
app
don't work
away.
that great. I've done that, and it's not the same. I don't know how do I add my channel? I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
No,
Well, see, I
maybe I
wasn't
did.
sure if you were coming on, and yeah,
I
you're on
did.
there. You got it.
I
You got it.
just did.
You got
I'm
it
so
going on,
I'm good like
girl.
that. I'm usually on the other end, like you're in. So I'm getting used to being on the other end. And I like it because I've always wondered what my guests or in the past had been seeing from their end because I didn't know what it looked like. But so I'm learning something new every day. So somebody here, I know we've got lots of hi Truth Company,
That's
Diana.
Diana.
Hi Diana. I know most of you probably have an idea at measuring frequencies. I know, and there are devices, and believe it or not, I've got all sorts of technology, and I probably have what I need to do so. I've been so engulfed in just, oh my
Go,
gosh,
go,
there it
go.
is. And then my whole town found out about it just because I posted the video. Nobody knew, and you know how that works. They don't
Yep.
tell anyone anything. It's all compartmentalized, which this guy down here, I was telling him, just like our government, just like they're going to compartmentalize everything. So nobody knows what anyone's doing. They're just doing he's like, my job is just to watch this gate. And I'm told that this is some sort of a facility that supplies the energy for this substation. And I'm just looking at him like, this
When's
is
the last
not.
time they were guarding power lines? I mean, come on.
And I did ask him that. And he's like, it started in September. And I'm like, you're welcome. And he's not from this area. He's been all over doing this for all sorts of BESS and substation areas where they're just calling him to guard. That's it. And he's like, I didn't think about why. I just figured, well, they're just, they're making the electrical infrastructure stronger. And I'm like, oh, they are all right. I'm like, but I said, look where you are. I said, you're in Podunk, Egypt. There's cows all around you. So, you know the size of this town here? You've surely driven through it. You blinked and you missed it. And I said, what in God's green earth would make anyone think they need that many coffins, is what they look like, sarcophaguses, out there humming away, lighting up the whole world from miles away. And I'm just a field away at it. I'm like, but I mean, his eyes were, oh, I couldn't believe it. I love it when you actually get through to someone and you can see that light come on in their head. It doesn't happen very often,
Mhm.
but this man did. He's just like, I have the whole thing on video too, because I'm an investigator. That's what I do. So, which also bites me in the butt
Oh, and
sometimes
ma'am,
because,
the next time you send me a video of, haha, I'm being sneaky, I'm installing trackers, and then I don't hear from you for about 16 hours, your ass
oh,
is mine, lady.
so
Like
put that
me and
tracker on
Sharon
and he
both.
was hauling ass running, but not,
I
he
know,
didn't know.
but you were busy and you weren't returning text, and the last thing I see is you crawling around in a parking on installing something up under a
I think I
car.
went 2 days with no completely, like, 2 days straight, no sleep. I had a total of 8 in 4 days. 8 hours sleep no, 7 hours sleep in 4 days, but I'm so sorry. I couldn't even look at my phone to anything. I was just this man was like, "I'm a busy boy. I'm gonna go get me some of that." I really do not like the infidelity cases. I do all types, but infidelity kills me because they're busy. They're really busy. Like any chance, like, oh, wife's going out the door, gotta go, or oh, husband's out the door, getting on the phone, and then they're going to meet as fast as they can because they got so much time to do so. And they're squeezing in every last second they can,
See,
and
I
this
would
man
I would love to
certainly
be
did.
the PI on infidelity cases because I can't
Oh,
stand to see that.
I mean, I originally, I loved nailing. I still love nailing them, whether a man or a woman. But they're really busy, and so there's no downtime. And then the report you got to write has to be specific to every move made. At so and so time, the subject was observed taking a right turn at this address, and then taking a direct left at this address. I traveled for approximately 10 miles, and we arrived at this address, and then observed the subject exit the vehicle, walk into so and so, where he then purchased a black coffee. Just it's got to be. So when you're on a surveillance, and that was a 3-day surveillance, hour by hour, step by step, minute by minute, you can't leave anything out, and then you got to coordinate the video all together like a run-on movie to where it flows, so they can watch it as if they're watching a movie. And then from that video, after uploading and downloading and rearranging from cell phone footage to camcorder footage. Then you're taking screenshots of all those, and you got to place it into the report minute by minute, hour by hour.
See, I gotta
So that's
get with you and see what we
nasty.
got to do to get my PI license here. Because 'cause I'm telling you,
Oh, I
I
can
I
get you
would
right now. I can get you
girl,
on it right
like,
now.
this week, when you find some free time, I want to have that conversation because we need to get that going. Because 'cause I'm telling
I
you,
hope there's
I
nothing but free this week, this coming week. So
as
today
much
was
as
my
I
day. Finally.
girl, one of my favorite things was being the repo lady. I know, and yes, there were people out there that were in a bind and, they lost it, and there were some of them that I let slide. I
I
gave
did the
them,
research too.
you
Yeah,
see a single mom,
you can
she's
tell.
struggling. 'Cause she's got a
Yeah,
crappy baby daddy, I mean, you see what's going on. I'll be like, "Alright, girl, you got to go take care of this
I mean, I got
tomorrow.
a
I got to come
heart.
back and get it."
Yeah,
I got a heart, and I tell you what, those people that I let slide on those repos, those single mamas or people that were like, "Okay, girl, like, I gotta tell them the car weren't here, so you need to handle this tomorrow." And I have
yeah.
actually later on in life seen those people in public, talked to them. I've actually called in a couple of favors. One worked at the courthouse one time, and I needed some stuff handled, and they was stuff handled. Well, hello there, Clayton. Hello, Joe.
Hello, how are you? Everyone
Hello.
doing good today? Everyone in
Everyone,
their Australian accent.
the lovely, 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 lovely.
Lovely. Nice seeing you all. Can turn it to
What
Old
takes
English
thick
too.
skin? Being the repo lady? Baby, I loved being the repo lady. I mean, I got like I've been all the way now. I'm in South Carolina. I have been all the way to Long Island, New York. Flew in, took the car, and drove it back. I have been up.
Did
I have
repo for years too. You know what though? That I'll tell you what. Out of all process server, private investigator, notary of the public, repo in the past, what is the most dangerous out of those? Would you think would what would be the most dangerous? And I can tell you, it was
probably
process
process.
serving.
Yeah, process
Yeah,
server because
you're
you got
just
to see
a
them face to
officer
face.
of the peace, right? You're just like the mailman bringing you a damn bill. But you know what these people are doing? In my face, to my head, pointing. I've had it at my head. I've had it at my chest.
Girl, this is why I
I've
like
been
being the
bitten by
repo lady.
probably
Mm-mm.
12 dogs with stitches
I
on
get
2
to
of them.
I get to go
It's
steal cars
crazy.
legally. How much better can it be being a car girl that I get to go steal cars for free? Like
Yeah,
I ain't
I
going to
actually
jail.
enjoyed that too. And I
Now this
think I could see you totally that'd
oh, I
be
love this.
in your wheelhouse for sure. So
I love the skip
but,
tracing side of it. I'm telling you, my sister's baby
yeah.
daddy thought he was gonna escape years ago from paying his. No, sir, girl. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
admit on air of how old boy come back into this county, but he come back into this county and he was at the jail the next morning ready to check in on his child
Yep.
support warrant. It's a bumpy
Yep.
ride in a trunk for 2 hours.
I have 2 skip traces I just pulled a little bit ago, which thank goodness I'm not going to be on until next week. But it's just crazy that the stuff that you can find on people too. I mean, I have one gentleman that's on the what do you call the global watch list, and then when
Mhm.
I dug deeper, oh girl, that this man has so many aliases I cannot even tell you. And by the way, South Carolina was one of those places lived by him, and then it had child endangerment, child abduction, elderly abuse, child abuse, all sorts of
Oh, by all
trafficking,
means, girl.
and he's out of jail. What, you know what I mean? Like, and it seems like the worst crooks that I find, those are the ones walking free. The ones with like
Mhm.
little minor offenses, they're behind bars.
Well,
If
let
that
me
doesn't
tell
tell
you
you
what I
something about
learned.
our system, so
I'm
it's
gonna
bad
get back
news.
to Big E's comment about the police scanners in a second, but let me tell you what I learned the other day. Did you know that if the judge is a Mason, he will not convict a Mason?
Of
If
course
the
not.
prosecutor is a Mason and the criminal is a Mason, he will not
They're all
prosecute him.
Masons.
They're not allowed to
They're all
prosecute each other.
Masons.
So now you know how all
No.
these people, and we're
I
gonna leave
knew
it
that.
at
I
that.
thought, yeah. I mean, well, they're most of the police officers are. They're all there's okay. So you're gonna have your rookies, right? That are not, but eventually, once they're there for a while, they're gonna get approached. I trust
Mhm.
me. This is part of my cases.
Girl, I done
But
told you you
also,
were mine. No, ma'am.
yeah, they don't do that. And why do you, I mean Jeffrey Epstein? Why do you think they all those people involved with it? Why do you think they got away with all? They're still getting away with it. Why do you think they're all they're all setting free?
Joe, we know
You
better.
know,
Try
it's
again. Joe says I'm a Mason.
like,
Try again, Joe. You just funny. That's what you is.
uh,
Okay. Big E said something about the police scanners haven't been available online. They're not going to be available online
no,
anymore. And you
they're
can
not.
thank Karen for that. I mean, my daughter's a cop. She's a good cop. She's a good girl.
Yeah,
And she's out
there's
there to try to
some of
save people.
there.
But you
Yeah,
can't have the police scanners online anymore and people listening to them because as soon as they hear something happen, Karen jumps in
no,
her Toyota Corolla and runs down there to the scene of the accident and is trying to film it for Facebook. And there's many situations where families have found out that a loved one is dead because of a social media post that Karen ran down there and done because she heard it on the police scanner.
a
Um,
lot of people find
so
that
and
way. Yeah,
well, and I hear a
I think
lot of
they do
people
more
like,
reasons than just that. Yeah, they banned that a while ago, but I mean, you can still get your hands on them. I won't tell you how because you're not supposed to, so don't do it. This is for entertainment
well,
purposes
most
only.
municipalities now, and I say
Joe,
most, I
you're
know
not
all
amazing.
cities, but they have if you will go online to your county's website. All right, let's see. Let me pull up this new tab over here. While we talking, I'll show people what this is. A lot of people don't know this exists. They don't even know it exists in the county that I live on until I tell them. Go to your county website. Oh, let me share screens. Dun,
And
dun,
Joe,
dun,
I
dun,
believe
dun.
you. My grandfather was also. I mean, it runs in I think everyone's family. It's just once you're up there, other stuff that goes with. Just saying.
Most Masons who are, at the bottom or whatever, in the lower ranks, they don't even have any idea what's going on. All right. When you go to your county website, this is Horry County. This is where I live, everybody. Hang on, let me take this off the screen a second. When you go down in your online services for your county, this is what you're looking for. See right here. Let me click on this so I can upsize it a little bit. When you're looking right here, see it has GIS application. That will normally tell you about land plots, things of that nature. Go to your GIS hub if they have one. If they have one, you can then come down into this hub and see all of the live data that they have that you can access. This is the Open Data Hub. You can look at tax parcels, transportation, planning, zoning, and different applications. One of these applications is Crime 24 Hours. When you put
Mm-hmm.
in, well, their service is unavailable. Maybe they're updating or something. Once you go in here, it will actually be a map, which kind of looks like the weather radar map that you're looking at. And it'll have all the little pop ups of all the police or fire calls that had been made within 24 hours and what they were made for. And that's going to be about as much information as quick as you're going to get it anymore. They quit servers in counties on CBS. Okay.
You can also go into your just police look at, already happened though, not like in action currently. Not in Texas anyway. But there are people that scanners and stuff. Just saying. Not me though.
Well,
Not me.
well, I know the departments that my daughter is working in, they have encrypted their radios here so nobody can hear them. And
They
then you
scramble.
also, yeah, they're scrambling them.
All right. Mama, I am on podcast. Can I call you later? Love you. Bye. I love you.
That's usually the way it works. Oh, I have a
And
question to ask. I don't know how far our audience reaches out there sometime. Do we have anybody in Alaska that does DoorDash? I just need to know. If you do,
I
just
got
shoot me a
family in
message.
Alaska, so I will ask.
Girl,
My
I,
dad's
I
like,
need DoorDash. Um,
oh,
Sir,
yeah.
I know sir is listening. What general area do we need delivery in? Because my
That's in
friend in
Anchorage.
Alaska, yeah, my
Anchorage and
friend doesn't have the ability to go get things, but he needs things. So I need to hook up to get him some
oh,
things.
you just call my family and leave that out of it. Leave that DoorDash out, and sometimes there's folks that'll just help folks out. You know what I mean?
See there?
Um,
All it took was one question and we got the answer, sir. So we need to hook that information up because there's some slim pickings on deliverability up there when you're.
in Alaska, good luck. What asking for, and that is a remote area and the least pop of the 15 United States. Do you guys remember? Speaking of that, do you remember like okay, so we've always been told 50 states, and then at one time they said there was like 53. Does anyone else remember that? Is this like a Mandela effect or something? I've had so many people say, no, there's 53 states, and I'm just curious.
No,
Does it?
no.
I don't know why, but for some reason people are saying that they remember. And I remember in school at one time, and this has been years ago. I mean, I'm not saying how old I am or anything, but I'm old. But for them, actually teach was middle school that there were 52, if that was what I remember correctly. And then just
Yeah.
recently, I forgot all about it. Then just recently, I heard someone say that, which Alaska made me think, that was one that a state that acquired later on, along with a few others. But basically, they just came in and took the stuff. You know how that worked. There was no Christopher Columbus, but my mind is going.
No, girl. Anybody who believes in the Christopher Columbus lie, let me tell you, you need to go sit down and roll another one. Because I'm going to tell you that a month ago in Wilmington, North Carolina, um,
Mm-hmm.
they found Roman soldier helmets. All right, well, okay.
New
Well,
Mexico too, where I'm from. So what's up with that? And all these Celtic
well,
cave, what do you call it? A picture. What do you call those? Tip of my tongue. The cave dwellings where they have the God. What are they called? Anyways, it's you'll draw on the walls because I'm drawing a blank right now. But
hieroglyphics.
they've found, yeah. Thank you. Oh Lord, have mercy. I'm brain.
All right, well, hang on. Let's do some math on this. All
Okay.
right, we got Roman soldiers. Roman soldiers are in the time of the Council of Nicaea and when our Bible is put together, okay?
This is
Christopher
a Roman.
Columbus, who was supposed to be the first white man that ever set his foot up on this land, and they weren't nothing here but American Indians, BS. In 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. They were real particular about pushing that into your brain. There's 1,100 years difference in there. So why have we heard nowhere in history that Roman soldiers were on U.S. soil? Because there's a vast area. They won't tell the exact location. I got a feeling it's toward Wilmington up there somewhere in North Carolina. They were digging up this golf course, going to change it around. They have found a whole battlefield where a battalion of Roman soldiers were decimated. Their helmets, their swords, their everything is there. So if 1100 years before Columbus ever got here, Roman soldiers set foot here, but we're not hearing about it in history. The Vikings were in
anything
Kentucky.
in history.
Right. The
Yeah.
Vikings were in Kentucky
They were
in
all
the
over
hills.
the continental US. I'm telling you right now. They were all again, I'm from New Mexico, Air Force honor. We're in Albuquerque. It gets better. So, grew up in the Four Corners area. So if you Albuquerque and then you come north of there to Aztec, Bloomfield. Well, in Aztec, which is right there by the Durango, Colorado border there area,
Yeah.
they Roman, like the whole full. We're talking the full armor, the sword like it was so all just laying there, just the armor, the sword like it was extended out, like there might have been a body in there one time, but like it was, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and all you got left is full armor,
Well,
and it was
that's the
from the
way
Roman
this stuff
area.
is.
So, but New Mexico,
So,
that's got to tell you, it's everywhere, and of course Missouri has tons of that as well, like all over this continental U.S. So we already know we've been established by the Romans. The Romans are very present still, in my own opinion. That we have the Nile, I think, still running through this country here. I mean, or something similar. So, because there's something going
well,
on.
I don't even think this country is what they told us this country was.
Not at all. And it was already very, very, very much established and very much with these ancient buildings and architectural designing coming from the Roman area. And I myself, being one that's went to Greece, multiple viewings of all of these architectural structures and standings, and you can see when you have those columns. I know you have a house with the columns, which are obvious reflection of that. But when you have these, like go to Galveston, Texas, for instance, where and not far from where I live, the other downtown square, you're going to look at all of these founded in 1898, founded here, founded there, but not even the point. We all know that part, but look at the architectural designing. It is not only you can tell it's ancient old and built to perfection and precision, but giant, massive doorways reflecting what I saw in ancient Greece. I mean, the Parthenon, oh my gosh, you're about that kind of stuff. Like TV and internet doesn't know justice at all as to what you're actually looking at. The size of the pyramids does what you see on TV or internet no justice. Like when you're standing down and looking up, and all of the
No.
the Mayan, the pyramids and the Mayan ruins, same thing. Like, and I've been to all of these places, and you can't even fathom the size of these infrastructures. But what you can, like simple math, is the buildings that were founded here, you can literally almost like just carbon copy what was in what was in Rome is in
Ain't
America.
it?
What
Ain't it?
it's and we already know.
There's a whole lot of them places up there toward Washington, D.C. that all them there buildings look like all them there buildings
DC,
over yonder. The
you look
math
under
ain't
those
mathin', is
buildings.
it?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
just
And all of them
imagine.
buried up to their ears. They're, no, it's not a freaking basement. And we talked about the mud flood and all of the different suggestions about that. But think about this. And this is what I wanted to talk to you about earlier, because this is important. We know that the Bible talks about Satan being buried in the belly of earth, right? And going to be released at a certain time, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
me thinking out loud. We already know that these structures come from a certain point in time and that they are almost from each other. You get the architecture. Whether the earth is flat, round, SpongeBob, squishy britches, as I said before, is more or less irrelevant. Of course, I fly, so and you flew. You see a flat plane. It might be somewhat curved, but not the curvature you would expect to see at 1,000 feet above,
No.
in altitude. Taking that into consideration, then we're told in biblical style form, and again, coming from cuneiform tablets and ancient scrolls, So the tablets were chiseled. Those are much older. Obviously, scrolls were later transcribed into what we know now as the pick and choose of the modern day Bible. But everyone, I would say, when you say it's common language that we know, Satan is being held captive somewhere in the earth below us, right? So
Mhm.
here's my thought, and this is going back to kind of um, the AI data centers in a sense. You know how they recently discovered under the pyramids was this infrastructure, which to me completely looks like, it's definitely a CPU. Or to me, it looks like battery
Well,
structured CPU, right? Okay, so and then the Bible talks about that beast will be released at a certain time, right? In the end times, as in the days of Noah. Who's to say, because I've always thought this, that the AI data centers are not, in fact, the Antichrist, the one that's been held in the belly of the earth. Because look, the more substructures we dig out from beneath us, especially look at Gobekli Tepe, right? For instance, the oldest that they found yet. They say it's the oldest, and the timeline and time frame, in my own opinion, is irrelevant. I don't care if it's 2,000, 4,000, or 50,000. Irrelevant. What's relevant is why we're here, what we're doing here, where we came from, and what it's about. Okay, so throwing all the rest out the window, we're recently digging up these ancient ruins, ancient structures. I'm talking way more ancient than what we found before. So, what if this AI data center, the sentient being or whatever that we're dealing with now, since we're digging so many up, and all of these architectural ancient ruins, with architectural designing that would replicate a CPU unit or a processor or a battery or all the infrastructure needed and components needed for this whole world to work as one working infrastructure, a singular unit. Who's to say that's not the beast? Antichrist. And I mean, I know people have said that before, but I mean, that kind of supports that theory, in my own opinion. And again, it's like, think about when we all started waking up, about the time frame. Some of us earlier than others. Yes, I get it. Some are just now waking up. But I mean, a lot of us woke up pretty early in the 2000s, like early 2000s to mid. So think about when they were digging up and discovering these ancient architectures that or architectural designs that were underneath, right? So it seems to fit into the puzzle and coordinates with, especially recently with the pyramids. Hi, Shannon.
Hello. I
But
just
with
thought
the
I'd
pyramids,
pop in while I had a moment.
hello. How are you,
Hello,
beautiful?
beautiful ladies.
hello, Governor.
I'm not.
Hello.
I'm in
Hello.
the shower, so. But you're so sweet. But yeah, who's to say the digger we deep or the digger we deep? That was kind of
The
funny because I
deeper we
just
dig, yeah.
the digger we deep, the more the rabbit hole goes. But that's not actually what I mean. Like, we are physically digging deeper into the earth, and think about the time frame. Go Begli Tepe, especially. Most recently, though, we've got the pyramid, and then they clearly showing what I mean. When you see those coils, it is to me a no-brainer. And I believe underneath our feet is nothing but a solid. I think the earth is put together completely differently than what most of us have thought or been taught. So beneath our feet, we've got the mycelium, the fungal networking, the trees. The trees serve a different purpose, I think, than what most people understand them, especially
Look,
those that are gigantic, reaching high into the heavens and could be
look at
seen from
Shannon.
anywhere.
She's sitting at a desk.
I
Look at
am.
Shannon.
I'm in my
So
father and mother-in-law's little office space right now.
You looking
that's
like you all
awesome.
professional over there at your desk and all.
It's not mine, but yes.
You are professional and you do look good behind the desk, sunshine. That is right.
Well,
So
I
I
actually ran
don't know
across
though.
a thing the other day that is talking about
I'm
Giza
so
and what we've seen up
sorry.
under these pyramids and the columns. And this guy is he's one of these that's just going around filming, not you know, he's not nobody. He's like us, but he's just walking around being curious. And he had been to Egypt a couple of times, so he was kind of aware of how things work over there and how you can act and how you can't. And he's been a couple of times, and Now he's met people that work in restaurants or, places like that, some locals. They know exactly what's up under those pyramids. They've had passages to
Yeah,
them,
obvious
and
what
I'm
they
pretty
are.
sure that what's up under them is a lot like Göbekli Tepe.
Yeah, well, like Clay was saying, ball back, the ancient, very ancient, much more. I mean, there's layer upon layer upon layer of history, many, much, and almost all that's been left at. I mean, exactly that. All of these are components, but I mean, I myself, I believe the Earth was put together millennia ago. Who knows how long, right? But I mean, those components. This has been a purposely made infrastructure, in my own opinion, where it is much like a computer, like our body as a computer system or data processing system. The earth below us was built just for that reason. I mean, think about ley lines. What are ley lines? Why are they running so perfectly? How did those get there?
And
All
why
of
why
these.
are cathedrals
Well,
burnt? I
thank
got a
you. I
puff
mean,
puff
that's what I'm
pass
getting
thing
at
for
right
you.
there.
What puff passing?
Puff puff pass. Okay. I went down the rabbit hole yesterday of incense.
Hmm.
And so um
Frankincense and
in the
myrrh.
Bible in the Bible it tells you that in the temple that the priest would burn incense in the morning and incense in the night. Well, you have to go digging deeper into finding out what incense is and what herbs were involved in this incense mixture. Guess what the temple was back in time? It was a hot box,
Wormwood.
ladies.
Oh yeah,
They
and
was
then
hot boxing.
right. Well, ganja was used in the
That's it.
purpose for communication. It was a fragrance that God particularly likes, enjoys, and would, in order to communicate with specific things, they would use ganja in mass and burn it in the temples and let the fragrance
They was
go.
hot
And that's
boxing.
why, well, that's why the Rastafari religion, which is based off of like the Ethiopian Judaic version of things, that's why
Mhm.
they are so into ganja, and they believe that it helps them to communicate with Jah, which is what they call it.
Well,
So
Voodoo
I'm telling you,
crystals, but
the pieces of my puzzle don't fit together no better than when I've smoked one. I'm telling you. If you
well, I
smoke
mean,
one and sit
I
back and have a
watched the documentaries
conversation,
on DMT, same thing, which people do, right? Awakens the soul, but it makes
well,
sense
and
that
I,
here's
we
the
do
thing.
I,
peyote with
Here's the
peyote.
thing is that the powers that be are aware of the connectors and the cannabinoids in our brains and all of these things. It's been a big fight. And even though there's a lot of places like here in California that it's legal, you have to worry about them putting extra stuff in it to therefore no longer make it safe and natural. So that is something to keep in mind. Because just like
natural.
everything,
Well,
they like to
Shannon
mess
asked
with it.
me earlier. She's like, she shows me her thing of what she's got. She's like, oh, this is what I've got. She said, what have you got? I said, I don't know, girl. Nobody knows. It come in a Ziploc bag. I mean, it wasn't labeled. I'm not in a legal state, boo
I
boo.
mean,
It's Ziploc brand. That's what it is.
you go back to well, talk about the Anunnaki. Then you go back to I believe the Anunnaki is the same as saying
Nephilim
the well, yes, but
or
I mean, so
fallen,
the Native
fallen angels.
Americans, we have like the Anunnaki that disappeared, the mind disappeared, all these disappeared, and I actually probably headed down that road too quick since you guys the herb, uh,
Yeah.
but I was going peyote and whatnot. Think about what they used then, right?
Mhm.
And then all these the paintings, pictures, murals. Gosh, and I usually know this, but like the back of my hand, something is making me draw a blank. But saying they were smoking peyote, they were the
Mhm.
puff puff give in their own sense, right? Which is natural herb. They didn't have synthetics back then. And then
No.
it was on the walls and coming from them in their own minds. And something's looking like squids or aliens, and some even looking like rocket ships. In my own opinion, they were seeing exactly either what they saw in the future And I don't think we arrived here. I think we're the cavemen. So in my own opinion, they're already seeing the more advanced stuff, but not necessarily the Native Americans, because they went, people, I believe, they went through the flood. These giant ancient trees, they hid in the termite, the knot holes of the trees. That's why they call them the ant people, because, well, these trees were gigantic and people could fit in them. But to a giant people, out of those gonna look like ants. So that, I went 3, 4 differences with that. I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. But so the natural herbs, I think, play into many things, and a lot of revelation, but not necessarily like what started it all and what is beneath our feet. Might make you see that, which is important, but I mean, might make you see and understand things. But like, I don't smoke that. I would love to. I've tried. You guys saw me try. I was a hot mess, but I don't even have to see. Like,
Right.
I think, that enhances it, is what I think. But I think sorrow or hardship enhances it. So I think it is whatever hits that core portion of your brain and your mind, whether it be herb, whether it be hardships, whether it be sorrow, sadness, just a complete, ultimate, shake your world, wake you up kind of event. It could be caused and apparent, or I guess not apparent, but caused and produced by one of many of those components.
Well,
Because
see,
when I interview people, that's what I get, is different stories all the time of hardship
I
or
I
earth.
very I very rarely anymore have those kind of profound experiences when I'm smoking. And I had one of those profound experiences the other day, but nothing works on me, and it's got to do with my RH negative blood. Like propofol, like anesthesia propofol does not work on me. Anesthesia does not work on me. It is no longer safer to put Roxy to sleep because she will
I was
wake
the
up
girl
and
that woke
black
up
your eye.
swirling and then went to sleep. Yeah, the doctor's like,
Yeah,
"What?
like the last
Princess."
time I had a procedure done, I literally blacked the doctor's eye and slapped the nurse. I told
I
them heifers
pulled
before
the
we
arm thing
started.
out and hit them with it, the metal that they hold
I
you
now have to sign a
to.
waiver to be tied down to be put to sleep, but it's okay.
I
But
thought I was a
last week,
crazy.
a very dear friend of mine who's like a mom to me, somebody had brought her a brownie, and it was 250 milligrams. And we had already rolled up prior to this edible. So then I decided I was going to eat half of said brownie. Didn't think it had done anything. So, an hour later, we rolled up again. I had the most profound experience that I just sat there and cried. My brain never slows down. It
I
never
know.
stops. This is one of the reasons I keep the camera off, guys, because I don't want y'all to think that I'm not in tune or paying attention or caring. But when we're on air, I now have 3 tabs on another screen going. I got 2 kids upstairs. I'm watching chat. I'm making sure all the stuff is popping up. I will look completely unhinged to you folks.
This is
Like,
why I leave it on, so
You're
you know what
allowed.
unhinged looks like. I'm all over the
I'm like,
place.
you're allowed to look unhinged. Who cares?
but
But
when
I
I'm on my
can't even
porch,
know, but it's everywhere. Yeah.
and I had partaken in that brownie, and there was a roll up before and a roll up after. And I think I told Shannon about this. About 30 minutes after sitting there after the second roll up, I'm just sitting there and I got real quiet, which, believe it or not, is very uncommon for Roxy to get quiet if I like you. And she looked at me and she's like, "Are you okay?" I guess she thought I had got too high or something. I said, "I'm perfect." And I just started crying. And she's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "My brain is quiet." It was the
And
first
be
time I had
still.
had quiet in a long time.
I don't think I've ever experienced
Now,
that.
who is coming up my driveway this time of night?
Yeah, it's the squirrel again. I bet you. It's
No,
got squirrels.
that squirrel has got 2 headlights, baby. That is not a squirrel out there tripping the driveway alarm.
Maybe he's tripping on the ganja. I don't know. Yeah. I came home and my one daughter that works on a grow farm had package delivered apparently to my younger daughter that's in college, and open, go to open it, and I get a call. Don't open that. I'm like, okay. Well, she comes home, and there's this beautiful thing of brownies. Beautiful, the most beautiful brownies I have ever seen. And do you want to know how tempted and almost quickly I almost bit into those? And praise the Lord, I did not, because I found out what those
They were
brownies.
loaded. I think
I
that's
mean,
Amazon
I'm not
delivery.
naive, but come on. Yeah, yeah, so much so that, I mean, their tolerance probably like y'all's. And I looked at my younger daughter and I'm like, what is wrong? And she's just like, like a horse would eat. I'm like, oh.
Well, I'm
I was
normally
so glad. I
edible.
almost ate those. So
No, it was Amazon Prime, Kent. I forgot that my daughter had ordered new uniform pants, and she had to have them for work. But yeah, like normally edibles don't work for me. I had abdominal surgery about 3 or 4 years ago. I've had this hernia mesh put in twice before, and of course, for the third time, it ripped loose, and they had to go in and repair. And they didn't just repair one spot like I showed y'all ladies. It's like from my ribs to my hip bones. It's just mesh
that's
now.
expensive.
That was the worst recovery I have ever been through in my life. And let me say, I plowed a pine tree head first at 100 miles an hour, had the skin stripped off of my skull and metal plates installed to hold my face together. That
There's your
weren't crap.
awakening. Is it?
That weren't crap in recovery compared to what that mesh surgery was. The only way I made it through that was by the grace of God and some butter that was
My
made for
mom
me.
said that too. The mesh was that was the absolute. And
That I've had it
my mom
done
doesn't
3
complain
times.
of pain, so I believe you with all my heart. That's
Girl, they
awful.
put
That's
a
I
how I
8 inch.
felt
can't
about
even
spinal
imagine.
surgery.
Yeah, they put 2 strips in. One's like a basketball, and it covers, like, the whole front abdominal, and then there's a strip that goes at the bottom. It's, like, 6 inches wide, and it goes hip to hip. The problem was, see, I don't feel pain like regular people do. Like, I cut the end of my finger off, and then 10 minutes later, I'd be like, "Oh, why am I bleeding?"
I've cut 7 of my 10 off. Either the knuckle there been reattached. I can't even tell you. Don't ever hand me a knife. I'm not a Care Bear with a switchblade because I cut off. That would be she Roxy can have that. But yeah, and I didn't feel it. I have a very high pain. I had all my births, my children births, 4 births,
Natural.
natural births. I mean, and
Girl,
yeah,
ain't no
at least
drugs.
I wasn't at the last minute screaming for a little bit of pain, but it was way too late then. So
Well, I'm
Dang, Joe.
so happy, you
yeah, Joe
guys, that
just
I
cracked
got
me
to
up. I'm
hop
like,
in.
what's
I'm I'm
that?
super I'm super happy I got to hop in, guys, but I gotta get going. But I'm still gonna be watching.
We
But
love
I
you.
love you all.
Yeah. Go play
Thanks
your
for letting me
hand. Go
have
play
you
your
for a few
left hand.
minutes.
Mwah.
I'll be
Bye.
watching.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm glad you popped on and jumped on. Yeah,
Oh, I'm
it's
sorry about
crazy.
that, Joe. Yeah, the mesh
Joe,
ain't no joke.
yeah, I heard it's well, my mom firsthand. I pray, knock on wood. I pray I never have to. I handle pain, but I don't want pain. We all
Well,
got tattoos and none of us flinched. I mean, come on,
well,
we're good with
and this is one of those pain receptor problems of being RH negative. I
that.
don't feel pain like normal people. And
I wouldn't
like,
know if I was dying. Well, I didn't. Oh yeah, exactly.
well, the
Yeah,
first time, the
that's
first
crazy.
time that all of this kind of went haywire and this was needed was over on my left side. I felt this pinch, like something weren't quite square, but it felt like something on the inside was pinching me. I've never had abdominal surgery since I got in that wreck many years ago. So, I went to the OBGYN because it kind of felt like an ovary, but I didn't have ovaries. They'd already taken those. And he's like, "No, sweetheart, you've got a hernia. We need to send you over to the hospital." So I'm assuming I didn't know what a hernia really was. This was like 15 years ago. I weren't awake. And
Right.
back then, Google wasn't prolific with information like it is now. So I go on over to the hospital. Next thing I know, I'm checked in. They're scheduling surgery. I'm like, whoa, 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 it's a Tuesday. Like, I'm not prepared for this. So they admit
Yeah.
me and they do
Immediate.
surgery. Well, my surgery got delayed. I was told to lay in the bed and not move. And so when we went into the surgery unit, the surgeon was in there. Happened so my OBGYN had just delivered a baby. When the surgeon made the incision on my abdominal wall, all of my intestines fell out because evidently it wasn't just a hernia. The hernia had ruptured through the abdominal wall and the muscle wall, and so all my stuff fell out. So evidently this had been like killing me,
No.
and my intestines were tying in knots for months. It didn't hurt me, it just felt like something was pinching. And now
Yeah,
I've
that's
done this
kind of
three
extreme that you're
times.
not gonna need to know you're hurting there. So that, yeah, that's scary.
So you have to be
I
when
lost
you're
it
like
all.
this. When you're like this and you don't feel pain, when you do feel pain, I've learned that okay, we got to address this. Something is going on. Cuz I have literally like stumped my toe, and which Daniel, if he's still in the room, he'll tell you. Me and him went somewhere one night and I ripped my whole kneecap off. Didn't even know it. Was like bloody all
Girl,
the way
that's
down my
me. Yeah.
leg. Didn't know it.
I
Just
had
kept right
the
on getting
same
it.
thing. No feeling whatsoever. I mean, well, I told you about when I went in for sepsis and pneumonia. Had I not got there, like 30 minutes, within 30 minutes of my arrival, I started feeling like I was dying, right? But I got a call at 4 a.m. Doctor says, get to the ER now. They're waiting for you out in the parking lot. Have someone drive you there. Of course, I'm like, I don't have anyone to call. I have nobody. Getting my butt in the car. I'm like, what is going on? He was like, we got your test results back. You got horrible, like chronic pneumonia, as bad as you could get. Basically, he's telling me the accounts that meant nothing to me. And he's like, you got sepsis. And so this is when my blood and was gelling over. Really couldn't figure out what's wrong with me. And I knew something was wrong. How wrong? I went home to bed. 3 days later, they apparently the lab tech calls them, and I mean, I'm like, I'm not dying. About 30 minutes prior to arrival, I felt my body breaking down, and I mean, I kind of knew. And apparently, like right after I arrived, to park my car, and I don't remember anything after parking my car, but they said I collapsed, and I woke up like a week later, and I was in ICU for like 2 weeks. This was just
Girl,
not
I had a
long ago.
heart attack.
I
I
had
had
no
a heart
idea.
attack in 2017,
Stroke.
I think. And I was at work that morning. It was Christmas Eve, and we were supposed to do Christmas at my house. And back at that time,
And
my
why are
house
we
was done
having
up.
those, right?
Well,
Makes you
I
wonder,
went to
why
wo-
are we having
well, I went to work, and it felt like I had swallowed something wrong, like I had, like I hadn't chewed something good, and it was just kind of stuck. I went home, lay
right?
down,
Well,
take a
yeah,
nap.
like
I
a
got up,
what do you call it? Angia, or what is it
angina,
called?
yeah, agina,
Yes,
agina,
that's
angina.
me.
But
That's crazy too.
I woke my ex-husband up at like 1:30. I said, "Hey, you need to go ahead and call the kids and get them on over here so we can open presents and have our Christmas on Christmas Eve." He's like, "What you mean?" I said, "I'm currently in the middle of a heart attack. So you've got about an hour and a half before I die. Can we please go ahead and open the Christmas presents? Because if I have a heart attack and die, damn it, I worked real hard on this Christmas and I'm going to see it before I leave this world." So we opened Christmas presents. We had Christmas, and I went to the hospital and then had some stents put in because I was having a massive coronary. But like, I can deal with this. I don't freak. I don't know. I don't
That's how
freak
I
out about
felt. I
things.
didn't feel like I was dying until I realized my body was shutting down. But yeah, there's something to do with that, and O negative or low antigens attached to your what would be more considered O negative. If you have even one antigen, they're going to W as O positive. So I think there's a lot of people out there. I have, obviously an O negative daughter as well, but there's genetics and blood. And again, I did that documentary on it, but blood has a lot to do with everything, body parts. And I just had a bone graft 2 days ago. So I'm thinking, whose body do I have in me now? I mean, because you got to admit, when you are mixing the body with another body, you're part of that person now,
I
and you're
was,
going to have some of that. And I have
I
that
was
person
like,
in me, and it does too.
I
So,
guess I don't realize how many, and I guess you'd say health issues I've had over my life. But I was talking with a lady the other day, and we were just sitting there talking. We were talking about anesthesia and that kind of stuff, and I'm like, "Yeah, girl, it don't work on me." She's like, "Oh," she says, "I've never had surgery before."
Not
How
for
have you
me
never
either.
had surgery before? I've had 21, a heart
Yeah,
attack,
I never thought in
cancer.
my life it was any different either because it's always been something, right? But I'm
I
always
mean, like
shocked when people
full
say
anesthesia
that.
at the hospital, 21 of them bad boys.
They
How have
can't
you
put
had
me under.
0?
It doesn't work. So, yeah. And then exactly half, actually, most of my family has never been put under. When my sister had heart cancer out of the blue, she's 8 years younger than me. And again, why I fight so hard between what I have and I mean, when I became so ill, what we're going on over 15 years now, but you
Well,
know
and then,
how we just asked this, but I mean, it's toxins. There's something bad in every element of this world going on. And I think once I started digging up all of
well,
the stuff, I think that has a
but
lot
I
to
think
do with
part of
it as
those are
well as brain injury.
prescribed. They are prescribed toxins because I'm telling you, from the time I had cancer, which was 2008, and I went through treatment 2008 and 2009. When I come out of cancer, previous to cancer, I am working 60 hours a week. I'm running a major franchise car dealership, head honcho, working 60 hours a week, making fabulous money, going to the gym every day, running 5 miles a day, keeping up with two teenage kids, and then bam, I got cancer because I found a lump in my neck. Well, after I go through all this cancer treatment and they like killed me 3 times, um, I had no medicine prior to cancer. When I come out of cancer treatment, I was on 27 pills a day. And Shannon
They
and
do
I
that
were
on purpose.
and Shannon and I were on FaceTime the other day, and I have a vintage camper, which is like a mobile storage unit. It's still all original. We don't use it. It's just got storage in it. I don't want it messed up. But there was a bag in there, and it was like a zip up makeup bag, and I took it out. Me and Shannon's on FaceTime. She's like, "What's that?" And I said, "It's all the drugs they used to have me on." She's like, "You still got them?" Yeah, because I don't never want to forget how far they were going to poison me. And I
I
flipped
keep
the
them
bag
either
over,
way.
and it's just bottle after bottle. Girl, they had me on so many SRIs. I had the personality of cardboard. I literally laid on the couch, and they ain't no wonder me and my ex husband ended up divorced. I laid on the couch for two
That's
years,
why my mom is like she is now with the
bed
mentality of a
rotting,
6-year-old
eating
because
Pop Tarts. And it was all from the meds they had me on. I found the
Mhm.
blessing of cannabis. I had not smoked cannabis very much, not since I was a teenager. But my very best friend in the world, she's like, "Please try this. Please." And so I
I
did.
did that with
And
my
I tried,
mom. Yes, it helped so much. Sure.
well, I
Yeah,
had
she's
to use
off
it
of
during
all the meds
cancer.
now because of it.
I'm off 27
So
pills a day because of it. And I won't never stop it. And if they make it illegal, I'll just have to start growing it because I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going without it. It has made
it's
a big
illegal
enough.
here, but it doesn't stop me getting it for my mom. Well, I get her the gummies; she can't smoke, but yeah, it's
Well,
made a
here
big
we
difference in
have
her life.
the
I wish she would have done it before she had the mentality of a 6-year-old, though. That's been the hard part, getting to know a new mom that's not my mom, the one I had, because she lost so much oxygen from ODing from prescribed. Keep in mind, prescribed medications. It's not like she was abusing it; it was prescribed to her.
Big
She was
E. You
taking
were
it.
on Effexor too. What was your dosage? I was on max dosage. I was at
They tried to put me on.
425 milligrams.
I lasted
I was
one
on,
week. Um,
oh no, girl.
didn't
I took
work. No, made me crazy.
425 milligrams a day of
Ooh, no,
Effexor
no,
for two
no.
years. I'm telling you, it was like Seroquel, man. All I could do was drool on
That's
myself
what
and
they
eat
used to
Pop Tarts.
prescribe to everyone. Yes, Effexor. It seemed like there was a epidemic. Everyone was on Effexor at one time. I didn't even know why they put me on it. I had no idea what it was. I'm like, but they thought I was crazy because I woke up. And I'll tell you what, I did. I felt just out of. I did not feel normal, not myself. It was. I can't even explain the feeling, but it
It's
made
like
me
Ambien, but you're awake.
lethargic.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
like Ambien, but you're
lethargic.
awake.
Yeah, exactly. Lethargic, but I could hear. Had no
Didn't care.
response.
Everything was
Don't care.
styrofoam.
Don't care.
Right.
Yeah, and I
Everything was
still can't
styrofoam.
figure out and what's that other strong one that they try, the antipsychotic? Because of course, when I woke up and then I have Morgellons disease, which again I have different opinion on what Morgellons disease actually is. I think it's all the same. infrastructure, just bodies reacting differently as they should. But they took me away. You're crazy. There could never be chemtrails. Like, in fact, adult service are like, well, we're picking you up because, well, no, that adult services came first, interviewed, and they're like, no, she's fine. It was the police officers that came and actually got me. And I'm like, what? And they're like, well, we're hearing that you see, you think that airplanes are emitting toxins and that contrails are killing people. And everything out of context, I said it, right? And keep in mind, then they're like, and then someone says you're seeing like orbs in the sky. Or are you? And they're looking at me like, I could see them analyzing everything about me. And I'm looking at them directly like, I see what's up. I can't even believe this is happening. So I invited those police officers right on in, and I hit play on my phone, and it had it where I screen mirrored it. I'm like, you tell me what the f does that look like to you, cupcake, smarty pants? And it was two police officers. Their eyes were that big, and from there on out, they still had to take me. They had to take me because Lord knows I'm a threat for some reason. I don't know why. People have been hollering UFOs for hundreds of years, actually, and someone thinks that it's chemicals coming out of the airplane versus just exhaust, condensation. What about that? That's when my mind and will started turning. Like, how does that make someone crazy? Say it wasn't true, if it was. It was all acceptable at one time about UFOs. It's acceptable to say Bigfoot. It's acceptable to say Loch Ness Monster. It's acceptable to say Tinkerbell came last night and sat on my shoulder. It is acceptable to say zombies. In fact, there's nothing but movies on all these things, but they come and take me out of my home, away from my child, because I see orbs. And then here's the kicker, like just a freaking short time after that, government comes out, yeah, there's stuff in the sky, yeah, Morgellons disease, but I mean, they're crazy. There's no way that they can have any moving fibers. Now, by the way, there is mycelium on the fungal infrastructure, and those could move around and look exactly like that. Exactly, but not
Let's see what our
threats.
audience.
It's just
Somebody
nuts.
was saying something. I missed it in the comments. Let's see. Oh, Tets was talking about a tumor removed from her neck.
Yeah, I've known her for a while. She's a sweetheart. And Joe and Diana, all of you guys. I guess now, well, they're here now too. That's a good thing. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you had also gone because she's had a hard time. Period.
Yeah, Joe, my mom, my biological mom, was on Ambien, and my dad used to take old cars and restore them and fix them up,
Joe,
and he'd sell them, and you get cash for it. Well, my mom was the money keeper, so to speak, and so my mom on Ambien,
just read your.
she
Sorry.
had a bad habit of hiding money. There was $12,000 missing. We cannot figure out where she put it. We tore the trash apart. My dad was freaking out. My dad, the next day, 24 hours later, after he stressed his $12,000, we knew she'd hid it somewhere in the house, and it was in the freezer. She had hidden it in a box of ice cream sandwich cookies, and why I don't know, but the best we could figure out was she was doing stuff like that when she was on Ambien. Like, my biological mom is a neat freak. She cleans her house with a toothbrush. Like, she's got
I was
severe
like,
OCD, and I know that's part of what give it to me. But she would get up in the middle of the night and eat and like destroy the whole kitchen and then blame it on us.
Teds, I'm sorry. Ted says I'm a man. You know what? I'm so sorry.
It's hard to
All
remember
this
on here.
time, yeah. Well, I mean, when they have the names, and I'm just like, when I look at my stats, it always says that majority are female, and then like a small percentage man. But you know what? I think that they lie again because the bigger percentage of my followers actually are men. So you don't trust Facebook on any or YouTube on anything on their stats. They're wrong. My bad. I'm so sorry.
Cold
I know
cat.
he's amazing though, and I never heard that story about you. So that's you guys have all been through so much. Everyone has. I'm just so sorry that any of you had to experience that. And Roxy, you had a rough go for sure. So much.
Girl, it's
But
lessons and blessings. Every scar that's been brought to me
how
in
I
life
see.
from stupid mistakes I've done, there was a blessing in it because there was a lesson for me to learn. And I had this
Exactly.
conversation this morning with my niece, and
Right.
this is what's been repeated to me today. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Because you
Hmm.
cannot get to the top of a mountain and enjoy the view without have been in the valley and struggled to climb that mountain. There was lessons. If you're climbing a mountain and you fall a couple of times and you get skint or you got to get a new handhold on the way up or find a new path or find a bridge, that is all part of the journey. That is part of the travel through the valley. You
I
cannot
wouldn't trade.
if there are no ups and downs, a roller coaster would be no good. There would be no thrill to a roller coaster if you were just going around and around. That's called a merry-go-round, and we got rid of those. We weren't interested in them no more when we left childhood. You need the up and the down. You need the down to
Gotta
appreciate the
go to
up.
the valleys, yep, to get to
The
the
happy,
mountain.
you got to have the sad to understand what happy is. You have to hit rock bottom to understand what blessed is. The first thing you should do when your feet hit the floor in the morning and you realize that you are drawing breath is say, "Thank you, God, for waking me up today. Thank you. Thank you for the blessings you have bestowed upon me. Thank you for the blessing of waking me up one more time and letting me spend one more day on this earth bringing somebody out there closer to you." If that's all I do the rest of my life, I'm good with that because that's what I've been told I was supposed to do.
And that's what most
But
people like us say, everyone on here. Exactly. It's a blessing in the storm. They've always been that, but I wish we could
like
get the
these
world to see that.
these YouTube channels to us ladies has nothing to do with making money, earning money. We go in the hole every month.
I've been
Like
doing it
it
for
co-
15 years and never made a dime and never tried to make a dime.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
not trying to make a dime. Now, if there's somebody out there with a product that's a good, healthy, natural made product, you would like it, send us the information. We'll be glad to look at it. But you better
Yeah.
be straight up and you better be right. And if you got chemicals in it, they better not be dirty because we gonna get up your butt with a
I
flashlight and
will
a fine
find
tooth
you. I
comb.
will hunt you and find you and make you
Like
squeal like
I'm not
chicken. Just
that's
kidding.
one of the things. We don't have any products offered or anything in that nature because
I'm
we're
all
not.
about supporting others that do have products that are like us, for sure. But yeah, no synthetics, please. That's not gonna fly. I
Yeah,
will find you.
if
Roxy
you
will
have a good
repo you. So
if you have a good product, an honest product that is American made, or you have an idea or whatever and you want us to promote it or bring it on, send us an email. We're willing to look at it. But I ain't working with no phonies. I ain't working with no fakes. And I ain't messing with nobody selling snake oil. If it ain't real, don't come at me with it. Because I
yeah,
talk real blunt and I hurt feelings. And I'm not meaning to hurt no feelings. If I hurt your feelings, it's because you couldn't accept the truth. Because I ain't never going to lie to you. I ain't lying to you and I ain't lying for you. And I've lost jobs for that before. Like, I'm in accounting. I ain't lying to you and I ain't lying for you because I ain't going to
nothing
jail.
left to lose. I don't care. Just
No, I'm not
I told the
lying.
guy today at the AI data center spot. I'm like, I'm not afraid. You can tell her
Like,
I am
the
not afraid of you.
last
I have nothing to
relationship I
lose.
was in, he constantly accused me of being a liar. No, sir, you just can't handle the truth. I have
Yeah.
absolutely no need or want to lie to anybody about anything. Look at me and ask me a question, and I promise you,
The
you may not like
accusers
the
are the
answer.
ones. So yeah, that's a head game played on both sides. Trust me. Yeah, he's when he's accusing you, it's insecurities or
Oh, it's just a projection of exactly
infidelity.
what he was doing.
Yeah,
And the things I thought
good
he
shoot
was
good for
doing,
that.
I have proven to myself 197% he was doing it. He's doing it right now as we on the air with the person I accused him of doing it 5, 6 months ago when we split. Like, boo boo, I weren't blind. I knew what was going on. There was a problem with it. This fool was playing checkers and I was playing chess. Because I knew two
There you
years
go.
ago you weren't honest.
It wasn't hopscotch. So I'm just
No,
kidding.
baby, I keep
Yeah, you
receipts.
were
I
smart
still
though.
got
I'm so proud of you.
I still got
So good.
receipts from the 90s. Like, from the 90s. You did something dirty in the 90s to me, don't come at me. I will ruin your life.
Gotcha.
I will make your mama not like you. Just give me a minute.
You're
I mean,
welcome.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I have no hate or hurt against anybody. I don't wanna cause pain or hardship to anybody. But I promise you, if you come at me and you go low, I'm going straight to hell. We both going there because I'm gonna let Petty Betty out the box. I
Rebellious.
keep her boxed up most of the time. It's just Roxy. But Betty's in there and she can be unleashed.
Look out. Tats, you know what? You and I did have this conversation before. That's Tudor's extraterrestrial. I remember this now. And I think between you and Diana, because well, all of you guys that I see here, except I don't know if Big E was, but y'all were, you're all on my channel as well, subscribed. And I think for whatever reason with Diana being here also, I was like, wait a minute. And then I called you all female. Big Ed, that goes for you. Joe, I'm sorry, you guys aren't female. But I mean, I think I know what I'm doing here. My brain is apparently I stink because bugs are flogging around me right now. I can't even speak. I'm so tired, guys. But I apologize. But yes, that makes so much. And when you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, how did I forget that? So Tudor's extraterrestrial, and I knew that because you and I have talked more extensively than just now. I am just brain fogged, and Morgellons or toxicities will do that, especially when you're awake. You'll get a lot of it, but I need to do better on remembering things. I wish I could because I'm starting to. Has anyone else experienced that heavy brain fog lately? I mean, really heavy, like harder than it's been because I've been really struggling hard. Like the last month, I've really been struggling with the brain fog. Ever since I got back from California, I feel like I'm just
Mine has I wouldn't say
much
brain fog. I'd say almost like a little lack of
over.
motivation. I haven't had
Yes, that too. I've
well, for
had
a
to be
long
doing.
time, I was obsessed with the investigation, the digging, the rabbit hole. I need to get to the bottom. And I think I am just at a point that I've like hit the bottom of so many rabbit holes. And now I've sat back and rolled one and thought about all the puzzle pieces and had conversations with the fantastic Clayton. Clayton and I had been on the phone the other night for hours and it was like bing, bang, boom. Everything's just clicking. And yes,
Yeah,
you are my VIP, Big E. You will be every day, all day, baby. But I've just been in like puzzle assembly mode. I didn't
yeah.
have the motivation or strength to go find new puzzle pieces because I had a whole box over here I still had to do something with. And
Well,
I'm
see, I'm
finally
still doing
feeling
it over here, over there, and over there. As you can see tonight, I'm all over the page. I am ADHD, but I just can't. Like you heard me trying to struggle for the words. It's like I know this stuff like the back of my hand, but I'm just like struggling with the just simple verbiage. It's crazy. And I'm always on top of the Morgellons because you got to be. But I mean, there's like it's not going to get any less in toxic. I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's going to be on like Donkey Kong. It's getting more intense. I can clearly see it even in others. It just seems like they're working heavy and hard, whoever they are. But I mean, I think that there are some other visitors here, in my own opinion, that I don't care if you call them aliens, whatever. I mean, there's different ones, and I think they all got different parts that they're playing, and it's effective, but they won't win. So,
no, we just got to stay positive, stay prayed up, keep that armor on you, and just know we are
yeah.
marching toward victory every
Yes.
day. We are marching toward victory.
For
Yes,
I know the plans I
concentration,
have
Joe.
for you, saith the Lord, plans to help you and not harm you, plans for you to
There's
prosper.
There's several kinds of concentrate, Joe. There is dab, there is RSO, there are diamonds, there are for anybody who doesn't know and has never seen THC actually be extracted out of the green plant, you can actually do it with, a lady's flat iron and some wax paper, so to speak. That's not the most efficient method, but when they actually press it, the goo that comes out of it is like this brownish green color. It's like a wax when it comes out And the
Mhm.
more they purify that, the
My daughter told me
clearer
that.
it gets. The closer you get to a true THCA activated, it looks crystal clear, almost like a chunk of salt or rock candy, and those are called THC diamonds. Out in California, where I just happened to have the wonderful chance of visiting here a while back, you can actually buy a roll up that is filled with diamonds. And I have a wonderful bestie out there who sent me one of those for Christmas, and it was amazing. Just saying. Thank you, Shannon.
I I just love that um, Biggie said I mean, I concur big time. This resonates with me when Biggie said that there's some force out there suppressing that part of the mind. It feels like I could not have said that better myself. That's exactly what it feels like. Like they're just trying to suppress our knowledge or from being able to speak openly and correctly and intellectually on it. Um, I'm telling you, I'm struggling, but he said that perfectly, Roxy. As far away, like there's something. It feels like something is suppressing the mind, and at least for me, that's exactly how it feels. It's like
Well,
you know
everything
it's
around us
there, but
is.
you can't do it. So
Everything around us is like it's, and we know this: the air, the water, the food, the RF, the Wi-Fi. It's all suppressing it, and there are a lot of people talking about Faraday cage rooms are helping, and we're getting beanies that have stuff inside of it to try to mitigate some of the frequencies that's being
yeah,
emitted at us. But we got to be really careful. Anytime you have a chance to turn the Wi-Fi off in your home and leave it off, cut it off. Do not have your cell phone level with the bed that you're laying on. It should be in the floor or in another room when it is charging. If it's down in the floor, you can still reach it if it rings in the middle of the night and there's an emergency, but it is not at the same height of your head because your cell
yeah.
phone
Stuff.
never stops broadcasting. It is always in the background checking your
All the
Facebook, your
technology.
Snapchat, your Twitter, all of
Anything that
that
gets
stuff.
Bluetooth, guys, it's everything, really. Yeah, if you got Bluetooth
Everything.
the device, yeah, it's always communicating. Well, think Roxy. They just put. I moved here. And I built my home in 2022, 2022. It's a barn dominium, and I'm thinking put some aluminum everywhere. So I'm in a sense living in a Faraday cage, but right after moving in, I get a cell phone tower over here. All of a sudden, I had poor reception, but I liked it. Cell phone tower over here. Then I realized that the infrastructure. And then they put Best there, and I've noticed I can feel the difference in my thinking capabilities. Then I look back behind me that way through the field. They put another cell phone tower over there and another one over here. All since I've moved here, from 2022 to 2026. And for what? We're in the country. This is the rural area. I mean, why not put it in town where everyone's struggling for reception there? Why out here? And it's obvious now as to why. But I mean,
Oh
it
yeah.
makes sense that that's why a lot of it, they're putting it everywhere. It's not just here. They're doing it to all of us. It's like they're just showing up everywhere, all just overnight. I'm telling you, it's the Antichrist that was buried beneath our feet, and it is back. And it was the awakened when God said He will let him reign one last time before He is, banned and gone forever. I'm thinking it's this artificial intelligent data system, and we call it AI because we think it's AI. But I mean, what if that was the original? Beneath our feet this whole time, I guess. So, and we're battling it right now and seeing the results of what an awakened intelligence looks like. Because it
Joe,
all
I did see
for us
your
is
barn dominium. Your barn dominium looks like my dream home. See, like my dream home of a barn dominium is the second floor is an apartment. The first floor is a garage. Because
I'd
of
love to
course
see
that's
it,
what
Joe.
in a dream, that's where all of my hot rods would be. My fat rear ended Chevelle, my Chevy 2, my 72 C10 truck, probably a Corvette. Like everything gonna be Chevrolet. Everything's got a bow tie, and it would be in the first floor. You would be able to eat off of my garage floor, and the apartment would be on the second floor. Cause see, I'm not a home person. I don't stay inside the house unless it is absolutely completely intolerable outside. I will not be indoors. I will be sitting on the porch outside. I will take my computer or whatever and go out there and work from my porch during the day rather than be indoors. I don't like indoors. But with a barn dominium, I can put the, shop doors up and be inside and still feel outside. I'm a
That's what
greasy
I like
girl.
mine.
I
I'm an
love the shop
outdoorsy
life.
girl no matter what, but yeah. I love my
Yeah.
barn dominium. I put the actual, well, I had my dad build the actual barn doors that slide on. I don't know if you can
See,
see them
my
over
my
there.
dream house would not be a mansion. It would be a barn dominium. I'd have an
That's what
apartment
I mean.
upstairs and the kitchen would probably be on the bottom floor because I would probably eat more sandwiches in the garage than I would ever eat a meal. I just need somewhere upstairs to sleep and shower. Like everything else could happen in the garage because I am a garage rat. I have been since I was like, evidently my daddy said since I was able to wipe my own butt. I didn't have to wear a diaper. But like I was changing oil at 6 years old. I was driving hot rods by 12. Like 10, 11 years old, I got my first car. I lived in the country. My daddy was a mechanic. If you couldn't fix it, you didn't get to drive it. That's just the way it
That's
worked.
me. I've had a motorcycle license my whole life. I've had CDL pretty much my whole life because our whole world revolved around driving and racing. I race state dirt bike, so yeah, that's why you and I get along and understand things so much as far as that level goes. I mean, I'll admit it. I'm a tomboy, but I wouldn't trade it because I've been able, especially who knew I was going to end up alone, and at least I know how to work on my stuff and get it fixed. And
No, and
by
that's
the
like my
way, my daughter's car breaking down, I I sent it to two mechanics because she was in Corpus Christi. That's 4 hours from me. They couldn't figure out what's wrong. She drives home this last weekend, and guess what? It took me exactly 3 minutes to fix that mother trucker. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you people? I mean, just simple. Yes, you have to move the cover to the battery to see the corrosion, but it's just as simple as lifting it up. And when you see it's corroded all the way through, and then more extensively down into the cables, something a wire brush ain't gonna fix. And but I mean, you missed that. You were able to just go in there and look and run some codes. You didn't see anything, so you don't know what. But you never just took your lazy arm and lifted up the cover to the battery where it's connected to the cable to see clearly that there was so much corrosion that the connection was being compromised, and that's why her car was sputtering and cutting out. Because to
see
me, that was simple math. So I don't
now
know.
Joe is over here in the comments talking about 14-foot shop doors. I mean, are you trying to create a thirst trap for me, sir? Because I
I
will be
love those
hunted you
doors.
down. I will be hunted you down. You must be looking for a wife. I mean, you talking about
Oh, there
14-foot
you go.
shop doors and a barn dominium with an apartment upstairs.
Watch
Don't
that.
tempt me with a
Yeah.
good time. Let me ask you, Joe, what kind of tools do you use? What's your favorite tool? What name brand?
Hold on, earmuffs. I'm just kidding.
Like Snap On,
So
like
you got rid of his
Matco,
TV downstairs. It's a distraction during the day.
ain't it?
Oh,
The
yeah.
only
Do
the
you
only
really
thing
want
you
to know
need
his
is music.
tools? I don't know.
Like I need to know. Like, are you a Snap On man? Are you a Matco man?
I'm gonna tell
Like
you like it
drills.
is.
You like DeWalt? I mean, I need to know. You can't be throwing these thirst traps out on the internet making me dream of
Inquiring
14-foot
minds.
garage doors. Come on,
I
dude. It's not
mean,
fair. I'm a
inquiring
shop
minds want to
rat.
know. I mean, I'm curious now. What kind of tools do you use, Joe?
What are you
I'm
gonna do to
just
you, Joe?
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Not Snap On.
Yeah.
Amen. See there, he don't like Snap On. He don't like Snap On. Snap On's too expensive.
Snap on, snap on.
See,
That's the
Big E Snap.
stupidest thing
Now we got a
ever.
competition of who's using what tool. Big E, you use Snap Ons, do you? Uh huh. You're a Snap On guy. I got you.
I need the guy that has a hammer. Just kidding. How
Keep
did we
calling
get
him
on
out.
this topic? What is wrong with that?
They've started thirst trapping me on here with barn dominiums. Like you don't
I'm
understand.
telling you, though, there is something about a barn dominium. There is. I have quite the arsenal over there. Good big old gun cabinet. You guys have that too. What's your favorite? What's your favorite weapon that you use? You got a bow?
You want personal carry or you want like
Oh,
you
just
know
your favorite out of all of them. I have two favorites, depending on what they're for. But yeah, but I mean,
my
keys
personal
and
favorite is probably
comfort.
my 380. I like my
I
little
like that.
380.
Yeah,
I
I
have
do like that.
tiny hands.
I
I
have
have
long fingers, but I don't like, I mean, I weigh 108 pounds. I actually gained a little bit of weight. I was really proud of myself. So if it kicks, I'm going backwards real quick. But I mean, but I do have plenty of that. But I like a bow. I'm actually really good with a crossbow, believe it or not. But I mean, I don't
I'm
miss
pretty
my
good with a
target.
crossbow.
So
Bow and arrow, I don't have the shoulder strength to pull it back like I should. Now,
I got the arms that, I can draw that. And I learned the hard way, though. You do not put your arms straight because it
no.
hurt a
Yeah,
little.
I like
That was years
380.
ago. I have a
380. It takes
380,
a
and
lot less energy to exert to use that
yeah, it does,
380.
and
I have
it's
been
a point,
carjacked.
and you got it.
Uh-uh.
So yeah,
We not doing that again.
yep.
Shotgun, I'm too short. If I
I
don't
just
brace that
can they
sapsucker
run
right, it's
real
gonna
fast?
knock me
So
down. No,
yeah,
give me a good old handgun any day.
I would
I got
recommend
multiples.
everyone having some of those tucked away soon if you don't already. And I'm saying that for a reason when I mentioned that to you. So we know Roxy, she packing. Are you guys?
No,
And you
Biggie,
don't
you
even have
don't
to say it on
understand
here.
how small
You
my
need
hands
to.
are, sweetie. I have little hands. I've got like
Yeah,
my 9-year-old granddaughter's hands are almost as big as mine are. Like I call them T-Rex
she
hands
does
because they
that.
look
She's
like them little
tiny.
stubs.
Yeah, her and Shannon, tiny
I'm tiny.
little
I've put
people.
on this extra weight with the health issues the past year or two, but normally I'm like T90. When I go and get
Oh,
bracelets,
listen to her. She's drop dead gorgeous. It looks great.
I
I'm
have to get
telling
links
you.
taken out of watches to even make them fit, or they just flop. We don't have weapons in Ireland. I'm sorry. You should
Dang
start
it.
hunting then. I'm sorry.
Well,
Ireland is beautiful, but
I
y'all
wouldn't.
need
I'm not
guns.
about killing people by any means, but when the time comes and it comes down to protecting yourself and your family,
Joe,
that's what I'm saying.
Joe, you have three-phase power? How many
Oh,
welders do you
sold
have?
her. She's sold. That was it. That was all
How
it
many
took.
welders do you have? Do you have TIG? I love TIG. Do you have a
I
TIG
do
welder?
TIG. My come from a family of welders.
I mean, I like
Roxy,
good
we
old.
need to start welding again.
I need to fan myself over here. Joe's just talking dirty. He's got
I
three-phase power,
know.
Lisa.
You
Oh
said
God,
weld.
welding. I mean, I literally
I'm
have chill bumps
saying
right now.
you guys are talking tools in a dirty, dirty way because that does get
No,
dirty when you
like
work
three-phase
buildings. So,
power and burned dominiums and hot rods. That is just like a
ay, ay,
girl's
ay.
dream. Girl,
She
I
said,
dream. This is my
I can
first single
identify.
summer in a long time. I truly hope that at some point this summer I get to be a backpack on a Harley. Like all summer long, I could
I
just be a
told you you could
backpack
be
on a
on the back of
Harley.
me. I'll ride you anywhere. That sounded really weird. I will
See,
let you be be on the back anytime you want. You just let me
if my
know.
legs were longer, I'd have my own bike. But I don't care how low you get that bad boy.
You can lower the rise, you can raise the pegs. They can do a custom for you, all sorts of custom. Trust me, can get you some Screaming Eagles on
No,
there, or
no.
Vance and
See,
Hines, some cool
I'm getting
grips
a
and pegs. You're
slingshot.
good to go.
I'm getting
What's
a
that?
slingshot. It's got a slingshot. It's got a full seat in it. Two
Those are
wheels in the
cool.
back, one in the front. And it's gonna
Why
be
not?
called the Shetland pony. You know, for
I
us
love
little
it.
people. I'm gonna call it a Shetland.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, I was given that name the other day, Shetland, my little horse, because I
Poor
can't
baby.
ride a big one. Like, no, girl, I went when I first got divorced. I went and found me a Harley that I wanted. It had been lowered. It was a shorter woman that had it. I could ride it and I could touch the ground. But my little legs is so short that if the weight of that bike ever got off a little bit and I had to throw my foot down, I don't think I could have held it up. It just didn't seem safe to me. So I would rather be a
Well, and
backpack.
I would tell anyone that's an adult at this point, if you haven't been riding your whole life, especially these days, because, and here's why, it's not that you can't learn, but when you go out there on the highway, they're not looking for you. They will
Mm-mm.
not see you. They're not looking. Even if they're looking, it is hard to see a bike on the road. It is. You can have your headlights on, you can have them on bright. I had always had like just the loudest pipes you could possibly get just for that reason. But I mean, you got to be the one constantly scanning the highway back and forth, because they're not. I've watched several friends wreck and two of them get killed. I mean, right in front of my face, riding in a group, taking curves while a vehicle is oncoming, not, taking up the whole road. Different instances and circumstances with the wrecks, but this is not the world to ride a motorcycle if you didn't grow. I mean, I've been on one since I was 2. But again, I would tell, like, I had a friend that got one a while back, and she bought this really nice bike. She was never able to ride that bike. And I
Okay,
felt
Joe,
for her
are you
because it's hard.
proposing? I'm just questioning you, Joe, or is this a wedding proposal? Because you're just going too far with 3
She's
welders
got it all.
and a
Yeah,
'82
how you
FXR.
doing?
Like what you doing, man? You over here tempting me.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Speaking her
you go
lingo right there. Those are dating words right there.
ain't it.
More than that,
Like
I'm just putting
don't be
energy
talking
into it.
smack unless we gonna do something about this. I'm just picking Joe. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Earmuffs. Just kidding. No, she's not. She meant it. She says what she means.
I
Joe,
do.
just
I
saying.
do. But
I'm
I mean
instigating this. I'm going to be quiet. But
but
well,
no,
see,
I'm
I think you're pretty dang funny because she just puts it out there.
oh, I don't
She's not
care. I ain't
here.
gonna lie. The truth don't mind sunshine,
There
baby.
you
Imma tell you
go, and
exactly.
that's how she should
Listen,
be.
these ladies now know, and Lisa knows, and Shannon knows that I am the girl that when we get dressed to go somewhere, if them jeans don't look good on you, Imma tell you, honey, that makes your ass look
Get
flat. Take
that
that off.
off your foot. Yeah,
Take it
I love
off your booty, cause that does not look good.
I love that. I think honesty, well, is the best policy, and not just because my mama said so, but because it
Well,
is.
a
And
lot of people
being
don't like
straight
me because
to the
I'm
point.
blunt. I'm very blunt. I don't
I think
filter the
sometimes it's
truth.
very necessary,
Like, I'm never
especially
gonna say anything to intentionally hurt your feelings, but Imma be as blatantly honest as I can without being mean or cruel about it. I just don't believe in sugarcoating things
she's
because
not cruel here. She
sugarcoating
just tells you.
okay, omission is lying. I just went through this. Omission is lying. If I only tell you part of the story, I'm still lying to you because I intentionally left something out. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
depends where
omit
you're coming
anything.
from, right? Yeah.
Right. You gonna look. I don't change. This is me. These ladies have met me in person now, and they know this is exactly
She's
how I am.
she is definitely true to herself, and I prefer that. I love you like that. I think everyone
Like,
should be
my
who they
favorite
are
tattoo on
and be
my
able to say
arm,
what they are
my
thinking.
favorite tattoo out of my many tattoos is a burnout mark from a tire. It is
That
a
was the first thing I
imprint.
noticed on you. I'm like, I
He's like,
love
"What
that.
is that?" It is
Oh
the
no, I knew
actual
what it was, but I was trying to figure out what tire mark it was too, which vehicle.
it was an imprint, one of the last times I ever went to the drag strip with my daddy, and it was the tire mark, and you can actually see from the tire mark how the weight was displaced wrong on the chains because it was pulling to one side. There was a lesson learned in
You
it,
could
and
tell
it was
the wear on the one tread. Yeah, one side of the tread. It was
and
perfect.
it means and it says right up under it, ride or die, because that's just who I am. Either we gonna ride or die. Because if I can't pull you into my ride or die circle, you just got to go out yonder. Because if you ain't true and you ain't real and you lie by omission, you ain't for me, boo boo. Just move on. Not everybody is for everybody. But if I'm for you, I promise you, I got your back and we going to go to war or go to hell together. It don't matter. Because if we ride, we can die.
She's ride or die too. I love it. I mean, I think that that is such a valuable quality, and it's one you rarely see. And I was immediately like, all right, I already love her just because, when you
Well,
reached
I
out to
spent
on my channel, I was like, I love this girl. And then I went and watched and listened. I'm like, she is definitely a true, honest
I
individual.
spent
That
25 years in a marriage with an extremely controlling spouse, and I lived my life through little white lies to avoid an argument. Wasn't lying about anything important, but it was still little white lies to avoid the argument. And
like I'm gonna
after I
make
got out of
sure.
that, I made a promise to myself I don't care who likes it. I ain't lying to you. I ain't lying to you, and I ain't lying for you. If you need me
I'm
to lie for you, you shouldn't have done that crap anyway. Don't ask me to lie for you. I will get the plastic, the duct tape, the zip ties, the shovel, and meet you at a truck, boo boo. Whose car we taking? We
You're
own it.
welcome. She's gonna come get you too. Trust me, she will. She will. You'll mess around.
But I ain't gonna lie about it because we ain't telling nobody about that. I mean, Earl had to die. Stuff happens. That was another thing I want to bring up.
Yeah, Earl had to
We
die.
that's another subject we're gonna bring up for another night on another show. because I think I'm going to put out an episode as an apology to the Dixie Chicks.
What? An
See, I got
apology?
real upset. See, I love that song Earl Had to Die because I
Oh,
knew
me
a
too.
Earl
Yeah.
and I thought that Earl needed to die, but he never died. Anyway, um,
What?
I I
Nobody
got
told me that. I'm just kidding.
no, I knew the Earl, but he never died. I let it go. There was
Uh,
no, Dolly
yeah,
Parton
I
nine to
didn't tell
five
mine
moment.
either. It wasn't worth the effort.
But back when the Dixie Chicks were singing that, they said something against President Bush, and their career got tanked because they spoke out against President Bush. I need to go back and investigate because, see, I stopped listening to him like that.
I
I was
didn't
just
know.
like all offended. I'm like, oh, you spoke about our president like that?
Oh
Like
yeah, I
that was
was big on Bush at one time
disrespectful.
too until I wasn't. So after I realized, yeah.
But now that I think about it, why was I upset because these women exerted their First Amendment of free speech? They were only doing exactly what we're fighting for today.
Exactly. And I'm just as guilty because back then I would get they say I didn't vote and I get you didn't vote? Why? Why you don't even care you didn't vote? And I mean I would throw a conniption when people wouldn't vote. And now I'm just like, right, your vote doesn't count. It's already pre-selected long before. So but I mean I laugh at myself because I mean guilty as charged, really.
Well, they were
But
the,
when
and
you
like
wake
Diana
up, it's
says,
different.
they were the beginning of cancel culture, and I canceled them. Like I wrote them off, and
I would have
I
done the same thing had I known the same. I mean, so yeah, for real.
Joe, what are you doing over there, buddy? He's in Discord showing me pictures. I'm telling, look, unless
Ah,
there's a wedding proposal in this, Joe, you just need to stop, buddy, because you're
looking.
messing
Oh,
me
he's
up here.
turning you on. That's what he's doing. Oh, I
He's
see.
showing me what he's painted. Oh, I love painting
I'm
body
looking
work.
right now. No, just
Ain't
kidding. I
nothing
am
like
looking.
smell. Excuse me, I won't say Bondo, Joe. There ain't nothing like body filler. That's an amazing smell. But I
I don't know what I'm listening to right now, but it's kind of cool. What'd you say? Did you say bonding to me?
Bondo,
Bond.
Bondo. That is a
Yeah,
bad word. That's a
it's like
bad word in the automotive industry. You say body filler. You
it's
don't say
car
Bondo
porn is
anymore.
what it is. Car porn.
Like that's a no-no in the car business. And I know I'm that friend because I worked in the car business for so long. Like somebody will say, like, "Oh, I'm looking at a such and such Jeep Wrangler." Nope, got bad transmissions. Nope, they got bad electrical systems. Nope, they got bad sunroofs. You don't want that. So people have stopped asking me like about cars. Like, no, I know all their
There's
faults.
really, honestly, though, she's right. That they, I could list pretty much what's wrong with the tranny gives out right away, but this girl knows them front and back. Like I thought
Like,
I was
listen,
good like
you
that.
want
She
you
got
want
me
a
beat.
killer car? You want a really killer car?
I don't
Go
want to
buy
kill my
you a
car.
2006 Chrysler 300 with the Hemi in it. The motor and
Those are the
transmission in that
coolest
was
looking
designed.
cars.
Yes,
They can
that is a
haul that.
bad ride, and that bad boy will get up and scoot.
I
Now,
heard the trannies get
Diana,
all on those
that's
too,
body
though, real
filler.
easy, don't they? Chrysler 300s didn't they have tranny issues? I thought they
No,
did.
no, no, no. There's one year,
Which one am I
2006.
thinking of
The
then?
transmission was designed by Mercedes. That bad boy will run forever. It was the only transmission that
Surely
would
what?
ever hold that Hemi in that car when you laid in on it. And I'm telling you, when you lay back in something that looks like a Rolls Royce with leather seats that wrap around you, and you knock that bad boy to the
I wanted
floor and
one
it
back.
back in your seat, there ain't no better feeling. Like, I
Yeah,
love it.
Chargers too. I love the Chargers, but I got one and I did not like it and sold it.
Snowball, behave. Behave, buddy. You've been over there quiet all this time, and now you want to go and just get dirty.
Shame, shame, shame. Where are we? I love it.
Honey, my dream job would be an
95
air
BMW,
conditioned barn
yes.
dominium where I could work on cars all day. Like just
I
antique cars.
dare.
Just that's my dream. I could
I
podcast
know.
by night and fix cars by day.
I think this is a matchmaker site now. So who's next?
I just like talking trash.
I
Like I
could
don't
I could
even know.
totally pick the best. Well, you did great on that. Actually, that was car talk, and that was awesome. But I would make one of the best matchmakers because I've already called some of these things. Let me tell you, I'm not even telling you what I thought, what I'm thinking. So we'll just see if I'm
Just
right.
Be
We
easy
shall
there,
see.
Lisa.
Oh yeah. No, I'm totally. Well, no, I'm not easy. That's for sure because I've been
And
celibate
you
for
fly
9
airplanes,
years.
Joe. And you fly airplanes. Listen here, buddy. We've
Yeah.
gone about as far as we
You
can go
just
on this without trouble.
yeah. Crouble. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That she's got to go cool off now, y'all.
Yeah, I'm just picking y'all. Of course, I'm picking with Joe, but
She's
yeah,
fun. I love it.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm a shop rat. I'd rather
She's
be a
also
shop rat.
honest. Did I mention that?
I'm bluntly honest. Like
I
I
love it.
anyway.
Yeah. I'm gonna see
All
if
right,
I'm
guys.
right. Let's see.
We've done this almost 2 hours now. We know you ain't right. You ain't wrong, but you ain't right, Snowball. I've known that since I first met you, sweetheart. Like, but
Oh,
I
we're
love
all
you.
right. It's just the world that's wrong. We're all good. We're
There
good.
you go.
We're
Good
good
way
in
to
our
finish.
hood. We're fine. Yep.
Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Diana, Big E, Joe, y'all have been a ball of pleasure. Tet, Miss K, I hope you're feeling okay, Miss K. I haven't heard much from you this week. Um, we're trying to get back on a 2 or 3 show regular here. We're gonna do these on Sunday. Is just gonna be a kind of porch conversation. Sit back, talk trash, just have good community time, have a laugh, roll one up. We're
I'm
not here.
bringing my mullet when I come next time, and we'll have a mullet on.
Sundays aren't for anything serious. This is just for love and community and laughter and to be a group of people because I
Oh yeah.
understand that there are many of us out there who are awake and those around us that are not, and you cannot have a conversation with them. So it makes us feel isolated and lonely that you don't have anybody to get this word diarrhea out about what's going on in the world and your concerns. And so sometimes you just need like minded people to kick back and roll one with and let's have a conversation. Um, Thank you for
Mhm.
joining us all. If you have not previously, please subscribe to all 3 channels: The Roxy Files, Children of the Most High, and
Yes.
Waking God's Child. Like your video here that you're watching because we don't make shinola off of this except for your love and admiration for whatever we are. I'm not going to say talent. I'm just loud. Just saying.
Yeah. The first 5 people that comment window liquor on my channel, because that's me, I'm gonna send you something in the mail because I kind of had this already figured out. And then the first five
You
people
go,
that
girl.
comment on Roxy's, I'm gonna send you something in the mail also. And the first 5 on Shannon's, I'm also gonna send you something in the mail also. You're not gonna know what it is. It might be just a picture of me or her or them, or it might be something really cool. But just do that and take your chances. So, yep. You got until May the 10th to do so, just in case. But I have a feeling it'll be done by probably tonight, huh? So, yeah. Yep. Said that out loud. So, it's true story, though. And then I'll have to get your addresses from you. So,
Yeah. So go comment window lickers. Window lickers and crayon eaters. There we are.
there you go. Yeah. Put
There
that.
you go.
Definitely. We got to do both of those. So,
Snowball, I
so
know you're
yeah,
late, baby. You're going to have to go back to the beginning to
better
catch
late
all of
than
this
never.
magnificence because you come rolling up at the end, boo boo. What you doing
Yeah.
late? You should have us on notifications,
I
my
was
love.
late. I was totally late. So, my bad.
You're going to have to go set that notification, baby doll, because you can't be missing us. I love you, Big E. Thank you for sharing everything tonight. You always share our lives on Discord. Thank you. Much
Yes.
love. God bless you. We hope everybody had a good time. That's what Sundays are about. It's about a smile and that you can hear this old Care Bear over here with a switchblade hugging you out on the porch. And if anybody
Slashing
asks
your
you
neck.
what you are, tell them you're a feral Christian. That's what we are. We are feral Christians. We are the ones who have been through hell and back. And so we know how we
Oh,
don't want to go there again.
shoot, we got one there. But well, I mean, that's on all channels right there, isn't it? Like, no, it's got to go. We can do for individual, right? Yeah. But she
Hmm.
already said it. Window lickers and crayon eaters. That see how that was put there? That's what we're looking for.
That's because Diana's in the club. Diana, I'm coming your way later this year, baby. I'm going to the Biltmore. I'm going to spend a couple of days up there.
Pictures of you with
Um,
nothing but helmet. I'm dying inside right now.
Snowball, just stop. You're so bad. Just stop. You're all so
Oh, yeah,
bad.
yeah. This is better than entertaining
It's better than anything
I've
you
seen
watch
in
on
a
TV, I
while.
promise.
Okay. Well, sweet
Crystal
dreams,
Methodist,
everyone.
ma'am. Joe, I love you, Joe.
Crystal Methodist for a while lower. Yo, what's wrong with you, dude?
Nothing. He just got a sense of humor.
Just gonna pretend like I didn't see that. I mean,
Okay, I gotta stop laughing now. We love you guys. Good night. We'll see you Tuesday.
good
Bye bye.
night.